name is Olejan Hafstad, and I'm the executive director here at Reflections. So when I found recovery at 36 years old, it was all brand new to me. I'd never tried to be sober on my own, had no desire to be, but I woke up to a completely annihilated life from addiction and alcoholism, and I wanted something different, just had no idea how to find it. So through treatment, which we offer here, and through support and care, I was able to find a new way of life. What we say at Reflections is that we don't consider ourselves to be better or worse than anyone else, but what we do here that suits a certain population is what we thrive and do best. Right? So I went to a traditional treatment center where it was, they say things like, we're dual diagnosis and can help with mental disorders, but really it was focused on just physical and emotional recovery from alcoholism and or addiction. You maybe see a therapist or maybe a psychologist once during the course of your stay there, but really just a pragmatic approach to recovery, which for me worked well. I still had some issues to resolve that I've been working on through these years, but there's a certain population and a great percentage of the population, I would say, that really struggle with mental health. Right? So the way I describe it is that I believe alcoholism and addiction to be an answer to a problem. Right? It's not the main problem. It's a problem, and if you don't do something about it, it'll kill you. But it's a response to a deeper underlying issue that is going on underneath that we tend to experience but not understand. All I know is that I don't feel right, and in an abstinent state, even though it's annihilating my life, like I put down my medicine and life should be better, but it's not, because I've got these things going on that I experience but don't understand. And our model here, clients are being seen most times between 5 to 8 individual sessions a week, in addition to really top-notch programming that goes on. I mean, it's a beautiful facility, it's luxurious, it's immaculate, but there is some really heavy lifting work being done here by the residents, by the clinicians that support them. So it's the intensity of programming and individual sessions here that sets us apart. Yeah, this question actually gets me a little emotional. Gentleman whose name I'll keep out of this came to Reflections completely lost, was suffering from auditory hallucinations, substance use, undiagnosed mental health issues that had been going on in his life that were completely debilitating him in his life. And he came here after losing a job and family concerned, sweet as guy as can be, and just lost. And he started the intensive work here and ended up staying for 3 months. And during the course of his treatment here, with the clinical support that occurs in a place like this, we started to see him come out, and this beautiful person emerged during the course of 3 months stay here. And not only a beautiful beginning, but he continued the care that was suggested here by these incredible clinicians, and he went on to stay sober, resume his place in his family's life. Still had, the way he described it was like, I will have these issues, but now I have the insight and coping strategies to be able to deal with them and engage in life. I mean, he went on to build an orphanage in Thailand. And I mean, it's just amazing story of someone who his family thought that maybe he was going to have to be institutionalized as a free man today and thriving because of care like this. So my personal journey into recovery is that, I come from generations, unfortunately, of addicts and alcoholics in my personal family. I myself, suffered with the illness of alcoholism and addiction for many, many years, until I finally was able to find treatment, recovery, and ongoing continuing care. So my personal journey led me to getting sober when I was 36 years old after losing my father to alcoholism, which propelled my own plight into the depths of alcoholism. So I spent 3 years after my father's death drinking away the pain and the hurt from losing my father, and yet participating in the same illness that killed him. And within that new way of life, this whisper started to come to me, thinking that this is something that really, this work, the care and support that I got was something that made me curious of whether or not I had the ability or opportunity to do. And a very wise woman once told me, I was somewhere around 6 months sober, and she was someone that worked in the industry, and I asked her, I said, I'm thinking about doing this, and I don't know, and she said, what I can tell you is that this is not a job. I believe it to be a calling, and my experience is that it starts as a whisper, but over time, if it's a calling, it will start yelling, and please let me know if it ever starts yelling. So at 1 year sober, I called her and I said, it's yelling, and she said, let's get you started, and started my journey into working as techs in various treatment centers and worked my way up. And the way I describe it is I've just been staying sober and walking through the doors that have opened in front of me, and one door opened, I walked through it, another door opened, I walked through it, and found myself at Reflections in 2011, a startup program, and was able with the clinical director to build a program here and a skeleton of what this would look like, and worked here for 3 years and then left to go start my own business. And during that time, Dr. Ward and Louise have built an incredible program here that has expanded into something spectacular and something that I wanted to rejoin. I decided to come back and accept the role as executive director, to come back full circle to a place that I was fortunate enough to help start.